concerning the forthcoming significant initiative of the Trump administration, which intriguingly relates to XRP, I assert that additional transformations are imminent. XRP has experienced significant fluctuations, currently priced at 215 per coin after recently reaching a low of 161. I urgently want your payment, as the Trump administration has already disclosed its anticipated subsequent actions. This administration's actions can occur unexpectedly and consistently exert a substantial influence on global markets, affecting not only the United States but also China and other regions. It is imperative to heed my words, as this delineates our current position about taxes. We transitioned from a lack of tariff exemptions to obtaining refunds on tariffs retroactive to April 5th, and then to acquiring temporary exemptions as a result. Consequently, the markets are somewhat bewildered, and I guess that many viewers of this video are equally confounded. U.S. Trade Representative Greer recently articulated a clear perspective on future developments, indicating that President Trump lacks insight into forthcoming events. I am producing the video today due to the current busyness, which makes it easy to become overwhelmed. The markets are reflecting this through the movement of pricing. No plans to confer with Chinese President Xi at this time. While Trump seems amenable to engaging in discussions with China, he now has no intentions to initiate such dialogues. Despite their current exemption from tariffs, Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, has said that special levies on gadgets will be implemented shortly, the forthcoming period. This encapsulates the essence of their initial discourse regarding these exemptions. As I mentioned yesterday, the previously authorized technology tariffs will now be reintroduced. Commerce Secretary Lutnick also indicates that pharmaceutical tariffs will be enacted within the next month or two. He emphasizes that the exclusions announced this weekend are really provisional, intended to provide certain enterprises with the time for preparation. I oppose providing additional support to large corporations, as my priority is the success of the middle class and economically disadvantaged individuals. There was a notable redistribution of wealth, as the affluent experienced considerable losses, while prices in the United States persisted in their decrease owing to inflation. The White House estimates that 130 governments are presently negotiating new trade deals with 130 countries. China, our principal trading partner, is not among those destinations, but 130 nations remain engaged, asserting, what after one may contend that Trump is leveraging these levies to further discussions for a new trade agreement that omits China, which I find commendable. We genuinely seek an improved trade agreement with the U.S., as we recognize that our current practices may be inequitable in light of the reciprocal taxes imposed. The circumstances here. Trump is confronting them on their falsehoods by asserting, I believe we need you more than you need us. Our production will be dispatched to India and several other African nations. You will need to resolve it independently thereafter. China currently possesses an economy that operates more efficiently than it did 30 or 40 years ago. They possess the capability to create numerous items. As time progresses, it becomes increasingly apparent that Trump seeks to dissociate from China, which will consequently impact more industries. China will require significant time to reconstruct its economy, which is presently reliant on exports. Indeed, its current emphasis is entirely on exports, repatriation to the United States, resulting in an increase in manufacturing employment opportunities. The United States possesses ample territory for the establishment of new production facilities, including those for Apple and other major firms. Indeed, it will require time, since they have devised plans for the construction of these facilities. However, ultimately, the United States will be capable of entirely supplanting China. advantageous to the American populace, since it will enhance employment, augment disposable income, and elevate the value of the U.S. currency, all of which align with Trump's long-term goals. Regardless of your stance on taxation, trade deficits will lead to a depreciation of your currency's value, which is fundamental economics. Perception Trump is exerting considerable effort to avert that outcome, and I suspect he will profess a desire to engage with China. However, I doubt his sincerity, as he recognizes that as long as China maintains its current practices, the U.S. will persist in devaluing its currency, resulting in the Chinese economy outpacing that of the U.S. This is the optimal method to address all of these issues currently. Nonetheless, it is essential to recognize that these governmental changes are anticipated to occur during the next 3 to 4 years, irrespective of your views on them. Should the Republicans prevail once more, they might be granted a further 4 years. It is essential to recognize that this will substantially affect Bitcoin, which will be the focus of our subsequent discussion. We are also stating that the Secretary of Commerce, they transitioned from stating we are not currently engaging with China to asserting we are confident in our ability to negotiate a new trade agreement. Lutnick is assured that President Trump and China will establish a new accord. The United States will certainly enhance its capacity to sell and acquire goods due to this new trade deal. Despite the veracity of those statements, there is a considerable amount of favorable news in the cryptocurrency sector at present. I wish to present a film from Senator Tim Scott to demonstrate why the United States will persist in this endeavor, as they possess limited alternatives for economic growth. He asserts confidence that the cryptocurrency market structure bill will imminently be enacted into law. We will examine the ramifications of this for XRP particularly, as it will exert an influence. As I have reiterated multiple times, the SEC has a strong aversion to cryptocurrency. Thus, we must cultivate innovative concepts prior to implementing regulations, which entails permitting the emergence of new ideas. The United States' position in the realm of digital assets is essential for sustaining the worldwide competitiveness of the American economy. This is excellent news. President Trump is establishing the groundwork for a cryptocurrency revolution that commences here. I trust you have understood accurately, correct? I must express that it is genuinely remarkable and exceedingly exhilarating. This framework, the cryptocurrency market structure law, offers us further guidance on the regulations that we are required to adhere to. The Senate is deliberating the passage of many proposals. Trump has already enacted several executive orders, but this one will be very consequential for the Bitcoin sector. The legislation regarding the framework of the cryptocurrency market is likely the most vital factor for Ripple and XRP to be employed as auto-bridge assets by these institutions. Many of you are likely contemplating the future of XRP's pricing due to the multitude of ongoing developments. Other significant institutions aiming to provide cross-border payment or liquidity solutions for the banking sector, as well as customers wishing to remit funds internationally, are indeed remarkable. That is precisely what is required here. The positive aspect is that there are no discernible significant fluctuations in August upon analyzing the charts. In a single day, we may incur substantial financial losses. However, we shall swiftly recover. The price is presently rather reasonable. It did reach 222 at one time during the evening. Nonetheless, I would underscore one point. As you can observe, we are